Hello and welcome to our first presentation on sentence structure, essentially how to examine individual clauses to determine sentence structure. It's important to note here that all sentences are built upon three specific and required elements. All sentences must include a subject, they must include a verb, and they must express a complete thought. As we move on with this presentation, we want to look at the four different types of sentences that we'll be exploring in the next couple of sessions. It's important to note also that these are the different types of sentences than you studied at the elementary level. In elementary school, most grammar instruction was focused on declarative sentences, interrogative sentences, imperative sentences, and exclamatory sentences. Here in middle and high school, we try to focus on more advanced writing, so we'll be studying simple sentences, compound sentences, complex sentences, and compound complex sentences. For the first lesson, we're just going to go ahead and cover the easiest one. So we're going to move on to simple sentences. Before I continue, I'm going to go ahead and pause the presentation. I'm going to encourage you to pause the presentation in case you want to copy this into your notes. Okay, welcome back. We're going to start first with simple sentences. The definition of a simple sentence is that it contains one independent clause. And that is the main difference between a simple sentence and the other three types of sentences that we will be studying in this session. It is important to note that simple sentences may contain one subject and one verb, they may contain compound subjects, they may contain compound verbs, or they may contain a combination of compound subjects and compound verbs. So making sure that you're able to understand how to find a subject, how to find a verb in a sentence is going to be essential to your understanding for this specific lesson. Alright, we're going to review what we do know and what we remember about subjects and verbs. So I have here for you four different sentences that I would encourage you to copy down into your notes. So I'm going to pause here for just a moment before we decide to move on with the presentation. Alright, welcome back. We're going to go ahead and move on. So what we're going to be doing with each of these four sentences is we're going to go through them and we're going to make sure that we can identify the subject and verb in each sentence. Sentence A, my sister will be performing in a ballet recital tomorrow. The subject of the sentence is sister. The verb in the sentence is will be performing. We have a subject, we have a verb, it expresses a complete thought. Here is an example of a simple sentence. Moving on in sentence B, Mr. Smith and his wife had a garage sale last weekend. Again, first thing we should be looking for is a subject in a sentence. Mr. Smith, wife. Had is the verb. In this sentence we have a compound subject sharing one verb. It is still a simple sentence. In sentence C, please wash and dry the dishes in the sink. It's important to note that this is an imperative sentence, so if you understand imperative sentences, you should know that all imperative sentences have the subject of you understood. It's not written in the sentence, the subject is you. You are the one performing the action. So all imperative sentences have the subject of you understood. The verb in the sentence, wash. What are you going to do? You're going to wash. You're also going to dry. In this sentence we have a compound verb sharing one subject. It is still a simple sentence. And finally, sentence D, did your mother and grandmother bake and frost all 60 cupcakes for the party? This sentence is an interrogative sentence. Hopefully you remember from my other lessons that interrogative sentences often have subjects that interrupt the verb phrase. Here is my subject, mother. Here is my other subject, grandmother. My verbs, did, bake, and frost. So in this sentence I have a compound subject and I have a compound verb. Essentially, those are simple sentences. If you need help, I'll see you probably tomorrow morning for a little bit more instruction. Alright, thanks for watching.